I have 3 ounces of chocolate in this bowl. That's half of the total amount of chocolate we're going to use to make the band. Just dump it into your double boiler setup. The water should be simmering. You don't want it to boil too hard or the chocolate will get too hot on the bottom. And sort of stir it gently. We're just going for a smooth, melted appearance. It'll take a few minutes. Okay, that's nice and smooth. So now what I'm going to do is take it off the heat. Dry the bottom of the bowl. It's really important when you're melting just straight chocolate that you keep all water out of it, because a single drop of water can cause your chocolate to seize up and you won't be able to do anything with it. Now I'm going to dump this other chocolate. This is the other half of the chocolate, the other 3 ounces. I'm going to start stirring. What I'm doing is trying to temper this chocolate. In order to get chocolate to set up with a nice gloss and even look, you need to get it into a certain temperature range. It's about 87 to 92 degrees, and that's referred to as tempering the chocolate. By melting half of it and then pouring in the other half, we're using a method that's sometimes known as the seed method, and that usually gets the chocolate right into the range that you need it to be. 92 degrees should feel about like body temperature, a little less. So if you touch the chocolate, it should feel kind of the same as you. You know, it shouldn't feel hot, shouldn't feel cold. That feels about right. Okay, so now that our chocolate is nice and smooth and melted and tempered, I'm just going to pour it out onto this rectangle of wax paper, which is 16 by 8 inches. And with an offset spatula, I'm just going to smooth it to the edges of the paper. I'm trying to get this as evenly coated as possible. And it's okay if you go off the edges a little bit. We'll trim that up later, and when you pull the paper away, that chocolate will just stay on your cutting board. Okay, I'm just going to sweep it a few more times to try to even it out now that it's covered. It's okay if there's some ridges on this side, because this is going to be the inside of your chocolate band. Feels like it's a little thicker on this side, so I'm just going to kind of push some that way. Now, we need to wait for it to harden. You can do that at room temperature, or if you're in a hurry, or if your kitchen's pretty hot, you can put it in the refrigerator. But if you put it in the refrigerator, you need to watch it really carefully, because you don't want it to get super hard. Because if it starts to set up too quickly, it'll get hard and crack like this, and then you can't bend it around your cake. Now this band's about ready to go, so I'm just going to trim the sides so we get a nice even end. The chocolate's looking pretty matte, but the other way that you can test to see if it's done is you sort of get under a corner, and if the paper looks like it's peeling away pretty easily, but the chocolate is still flexible, you're ready to go. So we've already trimmed the outside edges, but we need to trim the chocolate in half. Since it's 8 inches wide, we're going for 4 inches. You can use a ruler to help you with this, but just as a guide so that you get good even edges. Okay, now we have our bands. All right, so here's our chocolate mousse cake. It's already been chilled overnight. Now all we're going to do is pick up this band, cut side down, press it up, wrap it, and press it up against the cake. And then sort of nudge it over a little bit so you get a bit of a ruffle at the top. Be kind of gentle, you don't want your chocolate to crack. And then you need to remove the paper now. Once you remove the paper, you don't want to touch the chocolate with your bare hands because you'll leave fingerprints. Oops. There. And then you put on the other band. Set it up. They're going to overlap a little bit around the sides. And that's why you already moved the paper on the other side. I'm going to remove the band. Carefully. Use this other strip of paper to hold it on. So to top the cake, we have a couple of different chocolate curls, white chocolate and more bittersweet chocolate. And you can use a single kind of curl, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them. So I'm just going to kind of scatter them over the cake. I'm going for a random look. We're going to fill up this top. I'm using a spoon because if I touch them with my fingers, they'll melt, or start to. These are our chocolate wrapped, chocolate curl topped cake. The last thing we're going to do is clean up the edges of the cake plate.